What's up, everybody, and welcome back to All the Things Sort of Truth, the alcohol-fueled, chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sort of Truth series with a teeny tiny, super thin slice of craft beer on the side. That's a good thing it's strong. I'm Nate.
I'm Jade.
I'm Aaron.
And today we're going to be talking about Chapter 13 of Stone of Tears.
Heck yeah!
Whoop whoop.
So, chapter starts, and there's a sister sitting in her office filling out a cause of death report for one of these charges of theirs, because that's a normal thing that should be happening. She acts like it's no big deal, and another woman comes in the room.
So this cause of death report, she is faking the cause of death.
Yeah.
That's what she's contemplating, what thing she's going to put down. So these charges, is it like Nathan, the one guy that they have, the prophet?
To our knowledge, I think, well, we know that they are normally apprehended young, right? So, anywhere from young to Nathan age.
Nathan age. Okay.
Well, and I mean, when she just, stumbles upon training accident and gets all excited. I mean, if you think of like a 7-year-old learning magic, I'm sure training accidents happen. And if you're like, with the Radahan, like something goes just a little too wrong, fuck that 7-year-old.
Yeah.
They're gone.
It did say something about the kid writing letters, and I don't know what that was about.
I kind of took it to mean that whoever it is she's filling out the death report for is the person who wrote the letter, and it's probably a complaint that bad shit's going on here. So they're like, ooh, you're not going to be writing any more of these, and then they killed him.
Yeah, these people treated him badly, and then they're like, well, nope, no, we're not. We're going to kill you.
Well, not going to get treated badly anymore, are you?
Right.
All that's done. No, I do love this idea, though, that she is like sitting at a desk doing paperwork. We have this huge magical world where there's dragons and sorcery and all that, and there's always going to be fucking paperwork to do. Like, you've got administrative assistants, accounting meeting at the water cooler, like, fuck yeah, 8 to 5, that's something. Got a report, gets end of the month, got to get all this shit in before, accounting gets a hold of it. Like, oh, God, yeah, tell me, all right, good luck. Like, yeah. You can't have like, there's no spells where it's like autofill.
Yeah.
Where Google Assistant can almost write a paper for me. You telling me they can't get some kind of magic on a loop that's like, all right, I'm going to say something out loud. Quill's going to write it.
Yeah. Okay. Or some kind of magical algorithm that's like, if this is what happens, then this happens with the papers type shit.
If I was able to use magic at work, shit would be a lot different. I'd bring a recliner, probably a TV. Either, I don't know, I kind of like the idea of a wand, but I also just like the idea of pointing. Like, just direct some shit, set it up on autopilot, like you said, an if-then kind of situation, and then just let it go.
I feel like because you don't want to keep track of your wand.
Yeah, I'd probably lose it.
I know.
I, right now, have a picture of you as like fairy godmother, bippity boppity booing. But like originally it was just the song kind of playing, and because you and I used to work together, so I know what work you do. But as soon as the connection went to like fairy godmother, now I'm picturing you in like fairy godmother dress, wig, like at work, just kind of dancing around with a wand in your hand,
just making
singing
shit happen, man.
Yeah. Little pieces, or your chunks of metal are just swirling around for no reason, just waiting to get cut. I don't know if that's a good image or a bad, but it's in my head.
I mean, I think I would be having a pretty good time with it.
Wait, so then you would be able to like employ the rodents and shit.
Oh yeah, all that. Well, all the stuff that goes along with it. Absolutely. I would not be doing paperwork though. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, Gus has got a marker. He's, marking where you got to cut. Gus is the only one I remember.
He's the best one.
Yeah, he's the only one you should. There's others, but yeah. Little Gus. So the other woman who comes into this room fills her in on everything that's going on with who we know to be Richard. And during this conversation, we learn about the Sisters of the Dark and that they are serving the quote-unquote nameless one in secrecy from the Sisters of the Light.
Right, so there's two separate factions of sisters all at the same palace. Well, the idea behind these Sisters of the Dark is that they don't know who each other are. So this lady who was originally at the desk filling out the fake death report, she knows all of the names of the Sisters of the Dark.
Yes.
They don't know each other. So
Right.
The thought I had was, it's like fucking Reservoir Dogs.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
Pink, you're Mr. Blonde. I mean, in that movie, they've seen each other's faces, but they don't have any information about any of the other guys. And that's so if they get caught, they can't rat on you. If you get caught, you can't rat on them. The only person who could bring it literally all crashing down is the one guy who knows everyone.
Yeah, it made me think of, like, the KKK or the Death Eaters, because they function in that way, too. They have, like, covered faces. You know that they are,
Right.
like, around, and they're in your society with you, but you don't know who you're talking to, if you're talking to somebody on your side or on somebody else's.
And it's not just the Death Eaters that, like, a Harry Potter similarity, but the nameless one. And he who must not be named.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's like, I know you guys have brought up that, you know, oh, Terry might have borrowed some of this. And, hey, I'll be the first to say that, you know, imitation is the highest form of flattery. So, you know, there's something to be said there, but I don't think we need to be accusing JK of doing any more naughty things at this point. So...
Yeah, she's under enough fire right now, so leave her alone.
But she totally stole it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. This was before. So we also learned that Werner's been ordered to kill Richard herself if he refuses the third offer. This has always been a rule, apparently, but normally they don't have to worry about it because nobody refuses the offers.
In, like, years, like, it's mentioned a couple of times, like, nobody refuses once, much less 3 times.
Yeah, because I feel like if the sisters had a practice of killing themselves and making little boys bury their bodies, this would be a bigger deal.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like the dedication to the cause would be like, Jesus, like 1 in 6 of us dies. This is not great success rate here.
Yeah.
Doesn't the body have to be buried before sundown?
Yeah, and nobody else can help.
I just had a really random ass thought, but we have an 11-year-old son. If this were to happen to him, it would take him a really, really long time to dig a hole. There's no chance that he would get it done by dark or by midnight or whatever. Like, it takes a long time. That just popped into my head. And I was like, this can't happen all the time because it would be damn near impossible for it to be done right.
Hey, boy, did you dig that hole? Fortnite, hello? My friends are on. You can't just not play then. I'll dig it later. Why's it got to be done now, Mom? Jeez.
The other thing that we learn is that 2 of the sisters that are right now in the Mud People's village with Richard and Kaylin are Sisters of the Dark. Only one of them is a Sister of the Light.
Well, one of them's dead, but yeah.
One of them's dead. And we do learn, too, that one was a Sister of the Dark.
Yeah.
I think she's still a Sister of the Dark, even though she's dead.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
yeah.
it's still an accurate state. Technically correct.
Yeah.
On a technicality, I will give it to you.
Yeah.
Not that I am the authority to be giving.
It's your podcast, man. One thing I thought was interesting here was, like, the power assessment that happens when the report on Richard is given. So she kind of lists, I don't even know if they're necessarily accomplishments, but they're like, hey, he's full grown. And, you know, the head SOD lady, she's like, oh, fuck. Like, that's not good. And then, you know, the next one is like, oh, and he's also pledged to the Mother Confessor. Oh, well, that doesn't matter. Like, they just shrug off Kaylin. They're like, we don't give a shit about the Mother Confessor. Like, she is not a problem for us at all.
Not even worried about her.
And then, oh, and he's the Seeker. Oh, fuck!
Yeah.
Well, okay, you know, not ideal, but we can deal with that. Oh, one more thing. He had headaches within 2 days.
Shit!
Like, clearly, like, all the signs were there that are just like, here's good scenario, bad scenario. Bad, 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 good, bad, bad, bad. And it's like, I don't know. Clearly, we're going to find more stuff out later, but, like, this is not an ideal scenario that Richard might end up finding himself in.
Well, I did get like a vibe that they have a plan for Richard. Obviously, they want him for some reason, either dead or with them, but they didn't say why. They didn't know that he was the Seeker, like all these things that you're saying. So they didn't want him for him. They just wanted him, like, as a new one.
When they set out to find him, they thought he was a child. So, like, they're expecting to find a 5-year-old, and they find, what did we say, 27?
25.
25?
Kaylin's 27.
Okay. So, yeah, you find a 25-year-old Seeker, whatever, I just said I don't need to list the accomplishments again. Like, so already they're just like, fuck plan A, B through N. Like, these are all gone. Like, we're digging deep in the playbook here. Like, this hasn't happened in centuries, from what it sounds like, that they find a grown man who has the gift.
Yeah. So, 2 men are waiting for this woman. They're set to be released the next day, but she has her own test for them before they can go. All we know is they're supposedly going to be screaming and oath-taking. She grabs a knife and a statue and a rod before she heads for the 2 of them.
Gosh, I remember my graduation being a lot better than that.
Yeah, this doesn't sound pleasant.
Nope.
Like, a nice all-nighter, fun activities. Like, I don't remember any statues or rods or knives. Definitely not knives.
For sure not knives.
Like, for sure not knives. Yeah, and I think, like, we were talking before this, and, like, you were mentioning how you didn't quite get how she was able to, like, hide this stuff. Like, she's like, oh, she's just walking out the door, and no matter where you are, I feel like if you're carrying a statue, a rod, and a knife, people are going to be like, what's all that about?
They're going to notice you.
Yeah, that can't be normal.
The duct tape is a little bit weird. You should probably not have the duct tape.
Yeah, this is a Wendy's. But no, like, I know, like, we were talking about, I don't know, does it ever give a description of their clothing? Or has it yet?
No.
So, I pictured, like, big arm, like, the sleeves are, like, hanging down. So, like, you could kind of, like, put your arms intermingled, where you could carry a few small things and, like, no one would know.
Well, we know that she has a knife and a dacra, which they don't tell us what the dacra is in this chapter, but, like, the other ladies had that pointy thing, right?
Yes, but I say Dakra. I think we gotta go to the polls again.
Wait, what did you say?
Dacra, I think, maybe?
Dakra?
I don't know. But it's the ice pick, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, just so we're clear, she has an ice pick up one arm and a knife up the other, and she's stashed a rod and a fucking statue somewhere.
She could just be juggling.
Yeah, she could.
More people would be impressed by the skill than the objects.
Well, like you were saying with her sleeves, if they were all hidden, she still would have looked weird. Like, why are you holding your arms out like that? Put them down at your sides like a normal person.
Weirdo.
That's somebody that you notice and go, kids, stay away from that man.
What's wrong? Well, nothing in particular, but just the whole thing seems... Well, and I think the word statue here, like, when you think of statue, you're like 20 foot tall at least.
Big.
Yeah.
I was going to say at least, like, life size, but yeah.
It probably should have said, like, statuette or...
Figurine.
Yeah, like, small stone figure.
Maybe it is life size, and she just hucks it over her shoulder and starts trekking.
Dragging
like,
it.
know she means some shit, because she's got to be breathing heavy and probably has a real intense look in her eye.
Yeah, I know Terry didn't say it, but I'm pretty sure she has a little red wagon. And she's just, I think, just the one squeaky wheel going down the hallway. People are trying to study and clean, and she's like, get the fuck out of me and my red wagon's way.
So, as she's kicking everyone out of the way, she thinks about how difficult Richard's going to be to train because he is a grown-ass person, and then she runs into Pasha.
Pasha Maze.
Yeah, which I definitely think the middle name gives her that, like, down-home, innocent girl vibe.
Is it her middle name?
I don't fucking know.
Pull it. Pull number 2 for this episode. We're
Yeah.
already at number 2.
It felt very much